So today I want to walk through one of the most underrated marketing strategies that you can use for your e-commerce business. And this is something that I've used with co-founding my e-commerce business in 2013 with my brother, and since helping over 200 e-commerce brands hit record revenue months in their businesses as well. And so what I want to talk through is a strategy that you can use and you can implement right away. And it's another form of marketing that people neglect. They think it's for big businesses. As a small to medium size e-commerce business doing say less than $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 a month, that's still considered quite small. They think that they're not, say, worthy, or they just don't think that they have the need for this type of marketing. And what it is it's SMS marketing. Now, you've probably heard of it. You've probably got your own opinions on it. Have you actually used it? This is something that we help our clients in my paid community, the Ecom Blueprint program and my Up-Level Mastermind, implement for themselves. And it's really dependent on two major things. So one is that you actually build your SMS database, and the second is that you actually can harvest using your SMS database. Now, when we talk about databases, we typically think of email marketing. Okay, our secondary database is actually our social following, but our third database that we can create and harvest from is our SMS database. So what you can basically do is, as a very initial starting point, essentially you can dovetail it with your sign up forms. Okay, so you can have what's called a two-step sign up form, whether you're using Klaviyo or other platforms, and you can say, hey, let me have your email address for this particular offer, 10% off, for example. And as a second step, two-step, you can say, hey, sign up for exclusive discounts and offers via your mobile SMS only. So you got to create that second selling point, let's call it. Okay, so that's how you can initially get people subscribed to your database, because you need a certain permission, you need authority to be able to SMS people. You can't just go and text your entire database or even past purchases just because you want to. You actually have to have specific consent. The second place that you can initially start it is on your checkout page. All right, so this is really powerful because you can get people and text people who have recently abandoned their checkout. Right, and it's the warmest, most highest intent type of person that you can actually SMS. So that's where I'd recommend you actually start with, rather than sending, say, a welcome series via SMS or when people sign up during the pop-up, for example. Send it first from the abandoned checkout, because they're going to get it instantly. Now, why is SMS so powerful? Because it's got an open rate of like 80 to 90%. That's a crazy open rate when you think about comparing how that is with, say, emails, which might be, a good open rate might be 30 to 40%, depending on the size of your database and how engaged they are, etc. And so this is where the SMS can be so powerful, because you get the maximum amount of penetration into somebody's attention, that interrupt. It's very rare that people won't have their own SMS notifications on, and so they'll get it instantly and they'll be curious to read it because it will probably have your brand. And if they've just been to your site, for example, they're going to open it and say, oh, okay, cool, I trust this brand, I know this brand, and I will likely read it. So the impact or effectiveness of SMS is huge in comparison to, say, our emails. And the fact that it's harder to get people's mobile numbers is also means that it's basically intent or effort versus stickiness, effectiveness. Okay, you're not going to get a lot of people signing up to your SMS database who aren't genuinely interested in buying your product at some stage. There are two places that you can really do it: initial pop-up to start getting people's consent, and the abandoned checkout, when people either do purchase or they actually abandon. So it is actually at the checkout. You can send SMSs as part of like a flow. So that would be that welcome series, like I mentioned. It'd also be the abandoned checkout, like I also mentioned. But you can do it at any other time as well. So you might have that they just purchased or they recently purchased, or it could be a win back flow, so that that it's like 60, 90, 120 days after they purchased that you might send them another SMS. Or like emails as well, you can send at like campaigns. So during sales periods, it might be Black Friday, it might be end of financial year, whatever. It's a manual SMS that's sent out to your SMS database, the same way it is for emails. But again, we speak about the benefits of the open rates and the click rates. Now, just some crazy results that I've seen, because it costs you only, say, 10 cents, 20 cents sort of maximum to send a text, the ROIs are like in the tens and the hundreds on your SMS marketing. Now, granted, it could be combined with, your email numbers and your ads numbers and things like. Still, that extra touch point that is high opens, high intent, and could get, and if you just obviously send them at, optimal times in the buyer journey, such as the abandoned checkout, then you're going to get massive returns on it. Okay, so I just want to, highlight this for you, but also emphasize the importance of it, and also stress the urgency of actually getting it implemented for your e-commerce business. It's something that too many e-com businesses kind of neglect or forget, or think they're being annoying, when you can't have that attitude, when it's like you're doing people a favor by getting into their attention and bringing them back around to come and purchase from you, another touch point. Because it's like, you're going to send the email anyway, they're going to be on your database anyway. Why would you not try and get their attention and present a nice, concise, clean-cut offer via SMS? It's just, in my opinion, lazy or lack of knowledge. Either way, it needs to be implemented, and this is something, again, that we teach people in our programs to go and do. It's very straightforward to do it. You can a CRM like Klaviyo, for example, and it's just a separate sort of subscription and a separate database that is SMS subscribers, right? That you've got consent specifically from them. So that's what I just wanted to bring you to your attention in this really short video, is the power of SMS and also the urgency to go and get it executed, because it becomes a third database that you can come harvest from. It becomes another channel that you can actually communicate with people on. And in this age when attention is everything, it's our highest form of currency, having omnipresence is mega crucial. Really, really the most important thing you can actually do is have omnipresence. So they get sent an email, they see your retargeting ad, then they get an SMS and they say, oh yeah, I was going to buy from that, right? They might save it and leave it as unread until they're ready to go back to it, but it's going to be there on the thing that they look at the most, right? They're not always in their inbox. They're not always on their Facebook or Instagram, always having available what messages they've received as a text message, as an SMS. So really, really crucial. I can't emphasize this strategy enough. So that's all I wanted to go through. If you want to know more about how we help e-commerce businesses, you can click on the link below and have a bit of a look, and even book a time with one of our head coaches to see if it might be right for you, the solutions that we offer. If not, no stress. Of course, I hope you got value from this video. If you did, give it a like, give me a subscribe, and I will be providing more value in future videos. So I look forward to doing just that. But yeah, again, hopefully that was valuable. Thanks for making it till the end, and I'll catch you in the next video.